Hi, everyone. This is John Hannigan with Principal Wealth Partners. Welcome to our How to Retire with Confidence webinar. Retirement can be complicated, and here at Principal Wealth Partners, we strive to make your retirement planning less complex. To help balance the many decisions to be made, we've constructed a retirement planning framework that allows you to capture your unique priorities and use your financial resources in a way that best aligns with achieving your goals. We base our framework on the concept of financial security, which is the peace of mind that results when you feel confident that you will attain your financial goals. Please don't feel overwhelmed. We're going to be with you every step of the process. This framework gives you the opportunity to develop a personalized roadmap towards financial security. The process can be broken down into 4 steps. First, determine your retirement goals. Secondly, understand your risk. Third, assess available financial resources. And number 4 is develop a plan to achieve your goals and mitigate risk. Step 1 is determining your retirement goals. To achieve financial security, you must first establish and prioritize your unique goals for retirement. This provides you with a starting point for the planning process, from which you can then determine the appropriate allocation of resources towards meeting these goals and the potential risk that can derail them. This allows you to focus on what is most important to you. Retirement success may look different to each person, but at a high level, most investors share several common goals. We've grouped them along with associated expenses on this slide. Step 2 is to understand your risk. Before you begin building a practical roadmap to financial security, you'll need to understand and integrate into your plan the 5 key risks that could limit your success in reaching your retirement goals. Let's take a look at each in some detail. Longevity. When thinking about how long you might need income, many people tend to think in terms of life expectancy. But by definition, half of the population will live longer than they expect, which means that they will underestimate how long they will need their savings to last. A more realistic approach is to plan for longevity, which is a long continuance of life. The next risk is healthcare expenses. Longer lifespans, rising medical costs, declining employer-sponsored medical coverage, and possible shortfalls ahead for Medicare all add up to making healthcare expenses a critical challenge for you. In fact, we estimate that you may need to fund a considerable portion of your own healthcare expenses not covered by Medicare, such as copays, deductibles, and over-the-counter drugs. And these estimates don't include possible long-term care. Asset allocation. Some retirees who may fear losing their nest egg may choose conservative investments in the hope that this strategy will help mitigate risk. But by doing so, they're giving up long-term growth potential, and this may cause them to outlive their savings. Market risk comes with investing, and while we can't control market behavior, we may be able to manage its long-term effects through our investment choices. One option is asset allocation, which may help to strike a balance between conservative and growth-oriented investments. A significant imbalance in either direction may expose you to risk. Inflation, the long-term tendency of money to lose purchasing power. And it can have a particularly negative effect on retirees because it chips away at retirement income in 2 ways. It increases the future cost of goods and services, and potentially erodes the value of assets set aside to meet those costs. For example, today, a gallon of milk costs about $3.50. 10 years from now, at a 3% annual inflation rate, you could be paying close to $5 a gallon for milk. As inflation pushes the price of everything from milk to new cars higher, it drives the buying power of a dollar down. That's why it's so important for your investments to outpace inflation. Lastly, let's talk about excess withdrawal. Even the savviest asset allocation strategy can misfire without an equally wise strategy for withdrawing your assets. The withdrawal rate you decide on can dramatically affect how long your money will last. This variable is largely in your control. The first step is understanding how much you'll spend in retirement. Let's see how different withdrawal rates may affect the life of a pool of assets. The chart below takes a balanced portfolio of $500,000 and tracks it over the period 1972 to 2012, using a range of inflation-adjusted withdrawal rates. You can really see the difference in outcomes. Step 3, assess your available financial resources. A thorough assessment of the resources attained or available will ensure the most efficient use of capital. Once availability is determined, the use of each resource will then depend on its appropriateness to the specific goal or risk. A good retirement plan will balance its resources and attempt to achieve its highest priority goals while managing the risk. Each of the resources can be part of a coherent plan tailored to your goals, risk, and individual situation. We've grouped the resources you can use into 3 primary categories. The first one is guaranteed income. As a foundation, nearly all retirees will have some form of guaranteed income that includes a government or employer-provided defined benefit pension. The second category are liquid assets. Liquid investment assets include defined contribution assets or any other savings for which you control the investment decision. Investment strategies are the primary levers that determine the outcome of these assets. They include asset allocation, which we spoke about before, and spending policy, how the portfolio assets are converted to income throughout retirement. Lastly, the third is an additional resource, and these can supplement guaranteed income and liquid assets, and they include insurance, potential work in retirement, and housing wealth. Step 4 is to develop a plan to achieve your goals and mitigate risk. Here's some good news. It doesn't have to be daunting, and you won't have to do it alone. Principal Wealth Partners can make the process smoother and easier by working alongside of you each step of the way. And here's how it works. Identify your income needs in retirement. Create a realistic budget based on your desired lifestyle and determine which of your expenses are essential and which are discretionary. Consider all sources of income. Review all of the income and assets you have to fund retirement, and then decide when might be the optimal time to begin Social Security benefits or structure any defined benefit payments. We will work closely with you to make the appropriate decision. Compare income and expenses. Earmark predictable sources of income to cover essential expenses and assign less predictable sources to fund discretionary expenses. Allocate your investment portfolio. Invest to meet growth and income needs while taking into account such factors as your age, withdrawal rates, and risk tolerance. We'll work closely with you to monitor your plan regularly. In summary, financial security is central to your retirement, but the strategy most likely to achieve this will depend on your personal circumstances. Constructing a plan is a necessary component of a successful retirement. Prioritizing your goals, evaluating the risk, and an understanding of resources will allow you to develop a plan. This process, combined with ongoing oversight and evaluation, gives you the best chance to achieve financial security in retirement. As always, please reach out to any of us here at Principal Wealth Partners if you have any questions, concerns, or would like to discuss this further. And thanks a lot for listening.